So select your cube, click on your cube, Control I, delete everything in the scene. Click your cube 3 and then S.6, enter S.3, sorry, SZ.3, enter. Now tap to go to edit mode. Click the top face I to insert 3 and then EZ and then drag it down. GZ to bring it down like this. Now let's create the gutter. This is our chamber. Let's create the gutter. So Shift P here, then Z, G, Y, now SY, and scale it to this point, SY. Now go to top view, GY, and then SX, scale it to this point. Now let's extrude to this point, then Control R, and then increase your scroll wheel to 2, then SX, sorry, then scale it to this point, then 3, then select this top, go to solid, Z6, go to solid view, select the top and select this, and E to extrude. Now go to side view, press L on this gutter, and then RX, and rotate it like this, and then GZ to bring it up a little bit, GY. So let's add our floor. Shift A, mesh plane S50. Now let's bring this up a little bit, side 3, then GZ, and then Control, and then put it. Let's place it just above the plane. So I'm going to add the mesh that the cube or the fluid will be coming out from. Shift A, so mesh, you can add any mesh you want, but I would like to use the icosphere. So click on the icosphere, S.08, enter 3 to the side view, G, and then bring it to the top here. So this sphere is going to emit the fluid and it's going to collide with this into the chamber. So now we want to add our domain. So Shift A, mesh, cube 3 for side view, G, Z, bring it up like this, and SZ, and then SY, and scale it to this point, and GY to bring it to this side like this, SY to scale it a little bit. Okay, so we want to select everything and then Control A and apply scale. So we want to save our scene here. So file, save, then we'll save our scene. So we want to select the cube, click on fluid, and then change the flow type to domain. And this is where our stimulation or the liquid is going to be. It's not going to be outside the cube. It's going to stimulate inside the cube. So we would like to click on our chamber and then gutter, go to our physics properties, click on fluid, and change the flow type to effector. And that is where our liquid is going to collide with this. So we have to change it to effector and change the icosphere. Select the icosphere, click on the fluid and then flow type, and then change it to flow. So now when we play the animation, we can see only just smoke in our domain. And of course, we are not looking at smoke. We have to change the flow type of this icosphere. Sorry, I mean the flow type here to liquid. Now, select the domain and then change the domain type here to liquid. So now, when we play the animation, nothing happens. So our icosphere is not emitting liquid because it's too small. We can increase it a little bit and then Control A to apply the scale. Then when we play the animation, you can see the drop, like you can see it emitting a liquid like a drop of water. So now we can change the flow behavior to inflow, so it emits the water, it emits the liquid like this and not like a drop of water. So now you can see that the liquid is going through the effector. Now to change this, click on the liquid, then change the resolution to about 70, and now go to your starting animation and then click, and the viewport is going to slow down a bit. So as you can see, it slows down the viewport a bit, so it doesn't go through the effector like usual before. So this when this happens, you have to change the resolution to, or increase the resolution. So as you can see, our fluid is still bloppy, so we want to change the resolution. So you click on the fluid and change the resolution division to 100, and it's going to make it much smoother and realistic. So when we play, we see that our viewport becomes very slow. So we want to bake all of the fluid. So scroll down here, then change the N to 200, and then want to change the type here to all, to bake all the simulation. So we'll bake all, and as I'll wait for a while to bake the stimulation. So when we play our bake scene, we can see it's much smoother and realistic. So the baking helps you to see how the fluid stimulation is, how the speed of the fluid stimulation is, and so on. So we can change, we can free all. When we free all, we be able to see everything here gray, and if nothing, when we play the animation, you see that nothing shows because we have to change the type to replay, and we'll be able to play our animation, which is obviously going to get smoother. And I don't want to do this, so I would let's Z and then 6 to go to solid view, and Z solid view. So I want to move this up. Okay, so right click on this point and then join erase and join it to the top. Now let's split this, and then now let's pin this, and you bake it once again. So if you want to change the speed of the fluid, you select your fluid, and then select your fluid and go to your time scale. You can change it to either negative or positive. But I'd like you to leave it at a time scale of 1, which is very good for normal fluid simulation. So we can change how this fluid is being interacted in the uh, the chamber here. So we can do that by let's shift A, add a cube, go to edit mode and S. Now I want to scale on the Y axis, S, Y, scale it on the Y axis. Now S, Y. Now bring it up. Now we can change this, go to fluid and then change this to effector. And the fluid is going to effect or going to interact with this cube. So Control L and apply the scale. So when we play the animation, you can see how the cube is interacting with the fluid is interacting with the cube here. Right. So now we want to delete this cube. We want to see how we can change the or control the fluid. So you can see here how this our effector here, effector or the cube we added here is interacting with the cube. You see that it still has it. So the fluid does not emit liquid, or the icosphere does not emit liquid until frame 10 and then stops at frame 40. We can see how it fills the chamber here and it doesn't move out like from the cube like it used to before. So the use flow helps you to control the fluid simulation. Other ways, controlling the fluid, and one way is by using the field weight. So when we click on our fluid, we scroll down and then field weight, we have gravity, or force, vectors, magnet, and so on. This helps this can also be used in controlling the field weight. So for example, if we turn off the gravity, nothing happens. So if we select the icosphere, or we select the fluid or liquid, or we move the icosphere, animate it, so let's say frame 10, we move it here, frame 10, then we insert keyframe, and on frame 80 we insert a keyframe, move it, and on frame 80 we set a keyframe. We see that the gravity applies here. You see the curve here, which is the gravity applying it or doing the work there. So the field weight helps in controlling the nature of the liquid, and so do the force field and so on. So here you have it. This is the complete guide to Blender simulations.